All right, good evening. You're on to Mama with Jarvis, and this is our Midnight Sun project. Sorry, I didn't change the caption on the YouTube handle, but I will ensure that subsequently I have that put in place. Today, we will be looking at the matter of algebra considering set theory. Set theory. We're already very used to set theory. For instance, when I say a set of items, essentially I'm talking about the collection of items. All right, so that's what we'll be looking at today. And as is our practice, we'll go straight to solve WAEC level. And then this class is open to 10, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. We've tried to make it such that anybody in this class category can understand what we are doing. This is a live class. We're running this live, and it runs every day, Monday through Friday, from 8 to 9 o'clock. All right, so we'll go straight ahead to start the class for today, and we'll trust that for those of us who will be joining us through Zoom or through YouTube, will be on to watch what we're doing. So to start today's 2002, June 2002 WAEC, June 2002. And it's an OBJ exam I'll be looking at now. I will start by trying to look at question number 4. Question number 4 says, in a class of 80 students, in a class of how many students? 80 students. So I will say number of the universal sets will be equal to 80. That will be question number 4. Because we said that the universal set represents the last in any set question. So if they said in a class has 80 students, it means that the universal set will be what? 80 students, right? Is economics or geography or both. Very instructive. It means that some of the students offering economics, offering geography, or offering both, right? So number of economics, we need to determine that number, the number of both, that will be economics intersection what? Geography. Now, some of us will be wondering, where is the E, where is the G, and the E looking like NG coming from? I'll just do a little, I'll do a quick explanation on that. Now, when we're writing sets, when we're handling problems involving sets, what we do essentially is to use the first letter of the word, right? Okay. Sorry for the break in transmission. Sometimes we live in an environment where there are some conditions we don't have serious control over. All right, so I was saying that the first letter of the word is what we use to represent mix. G will be geography, and ENG will be what? Will be economics. This N is not actually N, it's E intersection G. If there are 65 students are studying economics, I have 65 students and I have 50 students studying geography. How many students are studying both? Now, we're going to go ahead by trying to prepare what I call a Venn diagram. Something like this. The intersection I'm going to call X. That's where both will occur. And I'm going to call here E. I'm going to call here E. I'm going to call here G. And as such, 50, and this G will be equal to 65. So what that means is that what will now be here? If I say the intersection between E and G is X, it will mean that this one will simply be what? 50 minus whatever the intersection is, and this will be 65 minus whatever the intersection is. Remember that in indices, in sets, we do not double count. We do not double count an entry. So an entry is only accounted for once. So with this, the universal set here will be what? 80. The universal set will be what? 80. As such, we're going to have that 50 minus x plus 65 minus x will be equal to what? 80. This is positive, so these two will go, and I'll be left with 50 plus 65 minus x equal to 80. When I add these two, I'm going to get 115 minus x equal to 80. Now, this is a slave, this is a king, this is a slave. So what I'm going to do is that we said that from our knowledge of algebra that we always try to keep the coefficient of the unknown as positive. So this will be 115 minus 80 equal to what? X. And as such, x will be equal to 115 minus 80, and that will be what? 35. So in that setup, both the number of students studying both, the number of students both, number of students studying both will be 35. So that will be 35, and that takes care of that question. As our practice, allow you to take a breath and process all I have done and see if what I have done has made some sense to you, right? So I'll just check that question paper while you're doing that to see if I have another question that we can solve on the sets. If we're done with that, we can proceed to another question. We're done with that. We can then proceed to another question. A minute, please. And the next question is gotten from, which one is this? June. Oh, I didn't mix that up. 2001. So this is actually June 2001. Sorry for the mix up. This is actually June 2001. So the next one we're going to now be June 2002. So I will just quickly clean the board. I'll quickly clean the board. All right, so we'll clean the board. Right, so now for this one, it says that given that P is a set having B, D, E, F, it's what's called a colic bracket. So it's a special kind of bracket we use for that. And we are told that Q is equal to A, C, E, and F, got that right, sorry, and G. So look at this. These are the elements in the set. We write the elements of a set in what is called a colic bracket. We separate them with a comma. So P is a set having these elements, and Q is a set having these elements. Now, we are told that the universal set U has the following elements. Now, the universal set is so important because it tells us the extent to which we can bring in any other item. All right. So this is A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Is that okay? Now we are told to find Q. Now to find P prime, it means that P prime is all the elements in the universal set that are not members of what? P. So to do this, we need to know what P is, P prime is. So let's look at this. I can't see A here. I can't see C here. I see D, I see E, I see F. So the next element I will not see is what? G. So there are several elements in the universal set, and as such, I will not see A, C, and what? The elements I cannot see. All right, that is taken care of. Now, what will P prime intersection Q be? It will mean that I'm going to be comparing this with this. I can see A in both. Intersection means that I must see that element in both. So I can see A, I can see C, and I can see G. So if we've done that correctly, the answer becomes what? A, C, and G. So A, C, and G becomes the answer to that question. So while we cool ourselves down, I'm going to check if the other questions there. Check if the other questions there that we can solve also. If there's none, we will then move to another question paper, right? So that takes care of that. I think that's that for that exam. So let's get another question. Still another question, still another OBJ question. This one is now, what year is that? This is 2001, but it's actually no. This is November of 2001, right? Okay, so November 2001, we are told that P, the set P is equal to what? That X is such that X is between 3 and 9. X is between what? 3 and what? 9. We are told that Q is what? 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. What that will mean is that essentially 3 are what? Multiples of Q are multiples of what? 3. There's a pattern. If you see that there's a pattern there. Now the next thing will be, and we're told that P and Q are what? Subsets of the universal. Now get this. Just for purpose of emphasis, let's define under the universal as subsets of the universal. Come again, sets defined under the universal as subsets of the universal. Right, so the universal sets U will be what? 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, and okay. All right. Now, with this description, what is P? Because I already have taken care of Q. Q is given to us straight. Now, what is P? Now, look at this carefully. P will be all elements that are between 3 and 9, with 3 and 9 what? Inclusive. So I'm going to have 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9, right? So with that settled, the first question there, question 11 says, I should list the members of P. So what are the members of P? What then are the members of P? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The next question says I should find P prime intersection Q prime. To get P prime intersection Q prime, I need to determine what is P prime. Now, P prime will be all the elements in the universal set that are not in P. So let's check very well. Between 3 and 9 are all members of P. So I'll go to the universal set. What numbers are not in that range? 2 is not there because 2 comes before 3. And to 9, 11 is not there, 14 is not there, and 15 is not there. Right? So what about Q prime? Let's look at Q prime. Look at the elements that are in Q, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. These are multiples of what? 3. So it would mean that the elements that are not in Q will be elements that are not the prime, that are not what? The multiples of 3. So look at them. These are the multiples of 3. We'll now write the elements I did not mark. So I didn't mark 2, I didn't mark 4, I didn't mark 5, I didn't mark 7, I didn't mark 8, I did not mark 11, and I did not mark 14. So these are the elements of what? Q prime. Now you're told to find P intersection Q, P prime intersection Q prime, beg your pardon. Now, let's look at elements that are common to P prime and Q prime. I can see 2. I can see 11, and I can see 14. So in considering the sets, it's obvious that the final answer will be equal to 2, 11, and 14. Now, like I've always said in producing my videos, if in the course of going through my videos, you discover a mistake, correct it and move on. You understand what we're doing. And just like Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU will do, your ability to spot out Easter eggs shows that you pay attention to details. So for me, it's a positive feedback when you can spot the errors and correct them. It means that learning is and allow you digest this idea, and then we'll move to another question. Okay, I guess somebody is getting value for this class. I trust somebody is getting value for this class, right? And if I'm right, we see pretty fast today. Okay, I'm trying to check if there are set questions here. All right, I think I've spotted one. Usually in every exam, you would have just maybe one question per the exam that is what? Set. So I'm going to clean this up. Right. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one is November 2002. Question papers. Well, nothing in it, just taking question papers to pass the idea across to you so that you understand what's actually happening. All right. So this is question 17 of that year. Question 17 of that year, it says the number of P is equal to 21. The number of R is equal to 33. And the number of what? P union R is equal to 46. Where the number of P is the number of elements in the set. That's clear enough. This is the number of elements in this set. We call this concept cardinality. It's called what? Cardinality. Cardinality talks about the concept of the number of elements present in a given one, the cardinality of R, which is 33, and the cardinality of P union Q, which is what, 46. You'll discover that there is a new idea added here. And what's that idea? Union. Union, P, union, R. So this symbol you're seeing here is union. So maybe I want to make a little footnote here. Anytime you see this symbol, it's not N, it's intersection. Anytime you see this symbol, it's union of the set. So anytime you see this, take special note of them. And then with this given to us, I'm going to draw, I'm going to produce my set diagram. And this is what I have. P, which is 21. This is R, which is 33. Now, the union of the set is not known to us. All right, at the intersection of this, so that the union of this is what? 46. So if this is X, 33 minus X is what this space will be. Remember, we had said earlier that we do not double count. We do not do what? Double count. So this will be what? 21 minus X. Is that okay? Now, if this is understood, we are told that the union of this is what? 46. Now, technically in solving set problems, this alone, and both, P alone, R alone, and what? Both will mean the intersection of the two sets. So if that is understood, it means that 21 minus X plus X plus 33 minus X will be equal to what? 46, right? All right, so with that done, this will be equal to what? Negative X plus X. Six. This is a servant, so it becomes a king this way, and that will be 54 minus 46 equal to X. All right? So if that is done correctly, it means that X will be equal to 54 minus 46. And so what does that give us? X becomes what? 8. X becomes what? 8. X becomes what? 8. So if you understand that, this becomes, I was one that said X. So I will tell my examiner, if it will be a theory exam, that X is equal to the number of what? P intersection arrow, which is what we are told to find, and that will be equal to 8. Give ourselves another little break to calm down, and then we'll go to something else. Okay. All right, so I'm going to clean the board and then we'll take the next question. Okay, so the question is question 25, and it says, and this part shaded. This is X, this is Y, and this is Z. He said the shaded region in the Venn diagram represents what? The shaded region. If you look at this carefully, the shading is between X and Z, but does not include Y. It's between what? X and Z, but does not include Y. So it will be X intersecting with Y, intersecting with Z. They are all intersecting. Do you understand? But we don't want Y to be included. X intersection Z intersection Y, but we don't want Y to be included. So I will introduce a prime there. So that's what that answer is being. Y prime intersection Z. Oh, I got that right. X intersection Z. Going to B. All right, and that solves that one. Okay, so we'll just take a minute or two break now because we will now be going in to try to handle, I think for tonight, we'll just be looking at only 2 theory questions, just 2 theory questions, and we are done with sets. Remember I said that the whole idea of this class is to bring it to the level where anybody, whether you're in 10, whether you're in 11, in 12, that is SS1, SS2, SS3, you can flow with the class and understand what's happening. All right, I think that's enough rest for us. So let's get down to work. That's enough rest for us. So let's get down to work. And maybe we'll just do 1 theory question. I don't know. I was thinking maybe a theory or 2. So the beautiful thing about the questions today is that they are given to prepared diagrams. So let's see how that works. It says there are, we will be picking, and this is NECO, I think. This is NECO 2017. NECO. NECO 2017 theory. This is question 6. Question 6. Diagram. I'll draw the diagram first before I go ahead to do the interpretation. Now, this is train, this is car, this is bus. This is X, this is Y, this is another X, this is 8, this is 7, and this is 3, and this is Q. Now 5 travelers, there are what? 95 travelers. That will be the universal set. The number of travelers will be the universal set 95. Now, each of them used one or more of the following transportation shown in the Venn diagram below. So which means that the Venn diagram I have is very, very complete. All right. Which means with all of these means, right? Now, if 47 people use bus. So this is what? 47. And 30 people use train. The value of X. Now, this is very, very, very instructive. Now, what will be the number of bus? Well, I told that it is what? 47. And what are the things in the catchment of the bus? It is what? X plus another X, take the other the X plus another X plus 8 plus 7 equal to what? 47. Are we seeing that? So that means 2x plus 15 will be equal to 47. So 2x, this is a king becoming a servant, will be 47 minus what? 15. So it means that 2x which to what? 32 and x will be equal to 16. Okay, that's very good. Now, so what I've done is to find the value of x. Now the next question says, the number who traveled by train only, and that is y. Those who travel by train only is y. That is, they neither have any relationship with bus or with car. And that's just this column here. So look at it. It means that number of train, which is equal to 30, plus 8, plus 7, plus 3 equal to 30. Equal to 30. So that means that y plus 1 will be equal to what? 30. Y will be equal to what? 30 minus 18, meaning that y will be equal to 12. So the number that traveled by train alone will be what? What? 12. So I'll say number train only will be equal to what? 12. Now that said, the number who traveled by at least 2 means of what? Transportation. At least. Meaning that the least number of transportation they are using is what? 2. And that will be what? Exactly 2 or above 2. So exactly 2 or above 2. So that will be what? Number will be equal to what? X plus 8. Remember that x is what? 16. X is what? 16. So that'll be 16 plus 8 plus 3 plus 7. So 16 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 10 is 34. Okay, now the number who travel by car only. And this, I think, will be the tricky one. Those who travel by car only. So how do you get this one? Travel by car only. Very simple. Remember that we are told that the number of the universal or the travelers, which is universal set, is what? 95. So we're going to come here and say what? We're going to add up all the elements we are seeing in this thing. X plus X plus 8 plus Y plus 3 and plus what? Q will be equal to 95. So let's count and be sure that what we have done is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful. What is X? X is what? 16. So that will be 16 plus 16 plus 8 plus 7 plus Y. What is Y? Y is 12 plus 3 plus Q equal to 95. So this is where you're going to do a bit of mental math. This is 32. This is 15. This is equal to 95. So what do you do next? You add this one. This will be 30 plus 32, which is what? 62 plus Q to 95 minus 62. So I can take that up. I can take that up, and this will simply be what? Q equal to 33. So if I've done that correctly, my answer will be what? 33. If I've done that correctly, my answer will simply be what? 30. And you discover that the exam was very easy. And because it's a theory question, let's take a little time to calm down, and then we'll go to another one. Don't worry, we'll soon be done. This is the last question for the night. Okay. For you, don't know about you. So we're going to handle the last question for the night. You notice that we're not going to stay for too long today. Yes, and it's intentional so that we can actually go back and rewatch this and digest what has happened tonight. All right, so in this one, this is taken from WAEC, I think, WAEC 2014, WAEC. (2014), and it's a theory question, and that's question 9E. Question 9E. So question 9E. So let's quickly handle this one, and that will be the last question for tonight. This is that. Now, in this question, be very careful. There's a 4 here. Be careful with that. (16 minus 5x, 4x, 8x, 7x, 19 minus 3x, and 6 plus x. So that's the question we have. We are told that the number of the universal sets is 125. The number of the universal set is 125. Okay, now